In our previous class, we have studied about the wave nature of the electromagnetic radiation, and now we will continue the topic with the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation, and that is known as the Planck quantum theory. Some of the experimental phenomena, such as diffraction and interference, can be explained by the wave nature of the electromagnetic radiation. Diffraction is diffraction is the passing of light, or you can say the movement of light from one medium to another medium. That is diffraction. Okay, and interference is also an example of this movement of the light from one medium to another medium and its diffraction. So it can be explained by the wave nature of electromagnetic theory. But however, some of the observation could not explain with the help of even electromagnetic theory of 19th century's physics. Most of the phenomenon were there which were not explained by the electromagnetic theory previously. That what are that when we impart, or you can say when we put light on any object, it just get reflected. Why this thing happened, why light reflect? So beta, open your cameras everyone. So there were some phenomenons which were not explained by the scientists in 19th century. Why light reflect, why when we put mirror in front of the sunlight, what happened, that sunlight reflect at an angle. Students used to play with that sunlight, right? So why this thing happened? There are so many phenomena which are related to the particle nature of theory, particle nature of electromagnetic radiations, and this was explained by the Planck quantum theory separately. Okay, first is the nature of emission of radiations from hot body. Black body radiation, we know this thing that black body absorb each and every wavelength of light. That is why it appears black. If something appears black, it means it is absorbing all color lights, all wavelength light. That makes this color black. Okay, so black body radiation was explained by him. This thing in details we will learn when we'll go down to the chapter. Next is ejection of electron from the metal surface when radiation strike it. Photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect is that effect which is associated with the emission of electrons. Why, how this thing happened actually? Whenever we know this thing that light travel in the form of small packets, and those small packets are known as photons and quantums, you can say. And when these photons strike to the surface of the electron will ultimately leave that surface of the metal. That is how the photoelectric effect, when we produce electricity by using photons, and photons are present in the sunlight because light moves in small packets, and these are known as photoelectric. So this word just specify what this process is going to explain. Photoelectric effect, production of electricity by using photons. Okay, next is variation of heat capacity of solid as the function of heat. We know this thing that there is a variation of heat capacity of every solid. All right. Every solid has a different melting and boiling point. Every metal, every solid. For example, I'm talking about solids, not specifically about metals. If I talk about iron, the melting point of iron is very high. But if I want to compare that iron with plastic bottle, for example, this is a bottle. So what is the melting point of this plastic? I just put hot water inside that water around 100 degrees Celsius, typically hot. What happened? The shape of this bottle get changed. So the melting point of this solid is very low. But comparatively with the metals, metals have higher melting and boiling point. Okay, and each and every metal has specific melting and boiling point. Specific means, how do we get metals? We get metals from the volcanic eruption in the ore form, or you can say the lava form. We take out that lava and we separate different types of metal. And in 10th class you have, I think you all people have learned about the um, you know how we can extract the metal from the ores, the extraction of metal, right? So there is a process, that is the boiling point or melting point, This is very specific and particular to the metals. So metals at their boiling point, they just melt and separate out. So this theory explains the variation of heat capacity of solid as the function of heat. Okay. Next is line spectrum of atom with the special reference of hydrogen. They explain about what is line spectrum, and they took hydrogen as the basic thing. Hydrogen, why hydrogen? Because it is a very simple type of element which contain only one proton and one electron. So it is very easy to control the activity of hydrogen. But when we take a number with maximum number of proton, maximum number of neutron, and maximum number of electron, what happened? The property will change actually. If some electron just leave the surface of metal, that affects the property. If proton is affected by the rays, that affects the property. So that is why hydrogen is the simple and best example on which we can perform any type of experiment. That is why scientists use the hydrogen. So let us begin the first theory: black body radiation. An idle body which emit and absorb radiation of all radiation uniformly is called black body radiation, and radiation emitted by such body is called black body radiation. I've already told you the definition. What happened? Whenever you can say the body, specific body which absorb every type of radiation. I think you have studied about this black hole in the universe. Why black hole is black? Because even light get trapped inside that black hole. The field, the gravitational field which is offered by the sun on the every planet, that is also offered by the black body on the black hole, but it absorb that radiation also. So each and every radiation is absorbed by the black body and uniformly emitted by it. So that is known as black body radiation. Okay, that is why black colors appears black. This blue color appear blue because it is reflecting blue color only and absorbing all the radiations from white light. So color are specific. If you want to say that white light contain only 7 colors, so it is not actually a perfect thing, because some immersed colors are also there in the white light. That is why we see mixed color. Pink, pink is not there in the Vibgyor, but still we see pink color. All right. So that is because of the refraction of the that particular type of radiation from that particular body. Okay. Next is, in practice no such body exists. If you want to say that perfect black body is exists which absorb all radiation and reflect back all radiation, it is not possible for a normal body. So in practice no such body exists that can absorb all type of radiation and emit it. Carbon blacks approximately firmly close to the black body. If you want to compare, just compare. So carbon black is just firmly nearly close to the black body, but still it is not considered as the perfect black body. Okay. A good physical approximation to a black body is a cavity with a tiny holes which has no more opening. For example, if I just assume, if this is a body, okay, if I close this lid, what happened? There is no space to come out and go in. Even air cannot go in and out of this bottle. Okay. So black body should be like this, which do not have any pores, so that the light cannot go out of that body. Once the light get entered, it will not go out. So there is no body exists which just stop or block the moving of radiations out of any body. All right. Any ray entering the hole will be reflected by cavity wall and will be eventually absorbed by the wall. So two things happen. When light entered or when radiation entered in the body, the multiple reflection takes place, and some light just lost because of that radiation, and some is absorbed by the walls of that container. It means the amount of light which you are entering in that body, it is actually lower down after multiple reflection and after absorption of the radiation with this walls. All right. So for example, if you are entering a particular limited light into the black body, but when that radiation come out, it will be in less amount. Why? Because of absorption and using of that light inside the body. Okay. Particle nature of electromagnetic radiations. Then next, so the amount of limit light emitted from the black body and its spectral distribution depend on the temperature. Temperature play a very important role in the adsorption and absorption of light. How this thing happen? If we talk about the black body, what happened? The light which is emitted out, the light which is coming out of the body, it is come into the spectral distribution, and which is depend on temperature. If temperature is less, the movement of light restrict. If temperature is more, the particles have more kinetic energy and movement is very fast. Okay. At a given temperature, intensity of radiation emitted increases with the increases of wavelength. As you can see, this graph shows intensity and wavelength difference. What happens? Whenever you increase the intensity, the wavelength will decrease. Whenever you decrease the intensity, the wavelength will decrease. Let us just take an example of a ball. If I hit the ball with a large force on the wall, what happened? It just goes straight without any wave-like movement. But if I throw it very light force, what happened? Less force, that it can cause wave, it can bounce and then strike to the ball. So if you increase the wavelength, then intensity varies. So these two things are actually interdependent of each other. Okay. If intensity of the radiation increase, emitted with the increased wavelength. Okay. Also, as the temperature increases, maxima of the curve shift to short wavelength. And when you increase the temperature of that radiation, what happens? The wavelength will be shorter, because maximum temperature means maximum kinetic energy. That increase the movement of particles. Na? The energy which is associated with the movement of particle is kinetic energy. If you increase the temperature, kinetic energy will increase, and that will shorter the wavelength. Okay. Next is, several attempts were made to predict the intensity of radiation as the function of wavelength. So there are different types of attempts which were made by the which were you know which were taken by the scientists to predict the intensity of the radiation as the function of the wavelength. Okay. I think black body is radiation clear to you all. Let's just move further. Okay. But the results of above experiment could not be explained satisfactorily on the basis of the wave theory of light. So above experiment could not be explained the scientific. It does not give a scientific answer that was based on the wave theory of light. So Max Planck suggested that the atom and molecules could emit or absorb light only in discrete quantity, not in continuous manner. So they have explained, Planck was the first scientist who explains that atoms and molecules, they just could emit or absorb the light only in discrete quantity. Discrete means the distorted quantity, not in a continuous manner. Some light get absorbed, some light get reflected, some is absorbed by the walls of that container in which you are imparting the light beam. Okay. He gives the name quantum to the smallest quantity of energy that can emit or absorb in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So the smallest, you can say, the electromagnetic radiations, they just move in small packets. These are known as quantum, and that was name given by the Max Planck. So smallest packet of light, or you can say the energy or electromagnetic radiations in which light emits or absorb, that is known as quantum. Okay. So the energy E of a quantum of radiation is proportional to its frequency and is expressed by the equation E is equal to hv. Energy of a quantum, a small packet of radiation, is proportional, directly proportional to its frequency. If energy is high, then frequency will be higher. If energy is low, then frequency will be low. So it's directly proportional to the frequency, and h is the Planck constant. So if you just write it as E is directly proportional to V and remove the directly proportional sign and put h as the proportionality constant. So h is Planck constant, which has a specific constant value, that is 6.626 into 10 to the power 34 joule second. Okay, joule is energy, second is the time. Okay, so 6.626 into 10 to the power 34 joules second is the unit specific value of Planck constant. So whenever you get the numerical on the basis of energy and frequency, you just substitute the value of h with this value. Okay, next, quantization has been compared to standing on a staircase. A person can stand on any step of a staircase, but it is not possible for him or her to stand in between of the two steps. If I want you to stand on staircase, so you can stand properly on one step of that staircase. It is not possible for you to just put one leg or 1 feet on one staircase and another on the another staircase. Okay, so that staircase, if you just explain this thing on the basis of staircase, that from one stair to 15 stair, this is the beam of light, or you can see this is a radiation, and you consider stairs as the quantum smallest packet. So which makes the staircase the stairs. So number of stairs when combined together, they just make a staircase. Okay, the energy can be taken in one of the value from the following set, but cannot take on any value between them. Okay, so if you want to just take the value of the energy, so that can be E can be 0, E can be normal HV, E, it can be 2 HV, 3 HV, and NHV. N is the number. You can substitute, you can take the energy, the Planck constant with numbers. If number are given, so this can go on increasing. Just put the value of n in place of n. H is the Planck constant and V is the frequency. All right, so that is about the black body radiations. Now the photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect, I think about the photoelectric effect you have studied in the previous class. The production of electricity by using sunlight is the photoelectric effect. When we use light, because we know this thing that light moves in small packets of light which are known as photons, and when these photons strike to the surface of the electrons, the surface of the metal, the electron get that energy, receive that energy, and leave the surface of this metal plate. What happened? And these electrons were now captured by the detector, and this from this they were transferred into the battery. That is how we make electricity, by using the solar panel. This is the process which we use in the solar panels. Okay, so in 1887, Hertz performed a very interesting experiment in which electrons were ejected from certain metals, example, potassium, rubidium and cesium, etc., were exposed to a beam of light like this, and the process occurs. So why these metals only? Because they have a large atomic size. Because of that, the, you can say, the electrostatic force between the electron, outermost electron, and the nucleus reduces because of the shielding effect that is offered by the inner shell. Let me explain this thing to you. If I have a magnet, okay, magnet is nucleus and iron nails are electrons. Okay, if I put two papers between the magnet and iron nail, two shells, two papers means shells here. So what happened? The magnetic force reduces. And if I put 10, 20, 30, 40 papers between the magnet and iron nail, what happened? At one point, the nail just experience very less amount of force, magnetic force. If you just if you just blow the air on the iron nails, they just get stick off from that force. So what happened when atomic size increases? So the shielding effect, the covering effect is offered by the inner shells which has filled electrons. So the interaction, or you can say the electromagnetic force between the nucleus and the electron become reduces. Okay, and which led to the ejection of electron very easily. All right, so that is how the photoelectric effect happen, and these are the specific metals which are used in this process.